Hey guys, this is Justin from Reaction Brewing. So what we're going to do today, Reaction Brewing, right there. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try to go over a little bit of a, sorry guys, this is really my first time using this little DJI guy, this little DJI Osmo Pocket. So what we're going to do today is go over the brew system. So what I'm going to try to do is use this little guy as like a vlog mode, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not very good with it, so kind of excuse me there. But so what we got here to start with is the I'm going to spin you guys around, hopefully. Nope. Oh, hang on. So I know what to do. So what we're going to do, sorry guys, is hit this button and we'll spin you guys around. So what we have here is we got our hot liquor tank control, our mash schedule, and our boil kettles. So we can do a couple different things up here. So we can go here. You got your auto start settings. You can start your pumps, and then you go back here and you can select which elements you want to turn on. So if you want to turn on both the hot liquor tank and the boil kettle, which I always do, so I can have brew water and a full hot liquor tank, you can do that. And you can start both your pumps on demand or whatever, early in the morning, whenever you want. Over here, we have our fermentation side, which this is calling for heat, which I don't have heat hooked up. This is calling for cooling, which this tank is like half empty, so the coil's having a hard time cooling. So anyways, you got your water pump, mash pump, wort pump. You got your temperature in your glycol, in my glycol loop, which is 32, which it's not focusing on. It's mad because there's lights on in the background. So, and then you got your mash schedule. So you can you can put 4 steps in your mash schedule. So you can give you like a protein rest, your mash, and then a mash out if you want. So that's that. Here, this first kettle here is our hot liquor tank. We'll kind of go down below and we'll go over with what I got going on down there. So we got our pump, which is our pump here, which is a Mark II 65 watt pump. So these ones I believe do like 14. They're supposed to do like 14 gallons per minute. I think that's bull crap, but it's neither here nor there. So we're coming out of our hot liquor tank, going up, and we got a recycle line just to keep the hot liquor tank moving in a circle. So it just circles around like this. So everything's coming from top to bottom, and the whole coil is evenly heated. So on this side, this valve here, I flip this open. That goes into the coil when we want to do our mash or our fly sparge. So this will give you hot liquor tank water through your Herms coil out. Let's see if I can. So out your Herms coil into your mash tun there. So it comes up and it goes into the mash tun right there. Your other valve here. So we got another valve right here. Comes in or comes out and goes to the bottom of the mash tun over there. And that's used for underletting if you want to underlet from the hot liquor tank. So we'll take a look inside, and then up here we have my really poorly welded. This is how not to weld, TIG weld stainless. You do not freehand cut a 3-inch hole with a plasma cutter and no like even circle to trace. So we'll set this guy over here, and all that is used for. All I use that for is cleaning. So we'll go down into the tank. You got your Herms coil. You got both your elements way down in the bottom. You got two 5500 watt elements, and then you got your recirculation line right here that just keeps everything cooling from top to bottom, or even from top to bottom. Sorry. So back here, we'll come up. This is an automated water load system. It comes out of the faucet here, and then it tells you your let's see if we can zoom in on that. It tells you your temp, how much water you've loaded, and how many gallons per minute you're loading. So that's pretty nice. That way we can precisely load however much water we want. We can precisely load into the kettle. So now we'll move on to our mash tun. So I'll flip you guys back around. Hopefully this isn't like too like tummy ache inducing. So I'll flip you guys back around. We'll go to the mash tun. So on our mash tun, we just have a normal lid here. This one I did not cut up into jacked up lid. We'll go down in the bottom of the mash tun, and we have the false bottom down there. So right here, you have your false bottom with all your slots in it. In the back there, we got our temp probe. Up here, we have an extra line here, so you could have like your sparge water or whatever hooked up to that instead of through your recirculation line. Then we got an extra one right here, which I'm not sure what all these are. Why? I have to look back and see why, but I just do it all through this little guy. So that comes down, follow that hose down, and that comes out of the Herms coil right there. Then on the front, we've got, and this is my favorite part of the system, we've got our big manway. So you just, you can just open this manway here. Bam, all your grains come right out. Whoop. All the grains come right out. You got a little chute. We just back our wagon up here. You guys have seen that before. Bada bing, bada boom. So that just goes back like that. Let's see if I can one-hander. Then down below, don't mind all the PBW stains all over everything. We have our, that's a Blickman Riptide pump. Let's see if we can get a better. So what we have here is you're coming out here into this valve here. And this goes, if you follow this up, it goes into the T here, which is into the Herms coil. And then the Herms coil comes out here into the kettle, or into the mash tun. So that's pretty nice. And then what we have over here, so that was that valve. And then the second valve here that we have on here, what this does is if you follow that line over, that's going to take you, and forgive me, I've got some crap stacked up over here. That's going to take you into that T there, which underlets from the boil kettle. So what you do is you'd bring it over, you'd backfeed through the pump into the bottom of the mash tun there, and then that's how you underlet on the start of your mash. So that works pretty well so far. Thankfully, we haven't spun the nut off the impeller by feeding it backwards, because that's probably frowned upon. So then we'll come over here and we'll, whoop, sorry guys, you're up at the ceiling. Let's bring you down and I'll kind of set you there. We'll move some of this stuff out of the way as best we can for now. So that's my air hose that I had to move. So what we have here is the boil kettle, and we'll go up to the top. It still has the spray ball in it from cleaning. Look down there, you got two 5,500 watt elements down there. You got a domed bottom. That'll help keep some of the trub out of your feeds. And then you've got right there is a trub trap. So that's pretty nice. And then on this, you got the lid with a nice gasket. Let's try to get that. Nice gasket in that. And then you got these clamps right here that clamp that lid down so that you can pull a vacuum with that steam condenser. So each one of those valves has a little jet inside of it, and it blows water into the condenser, and that will suck the steam out as it pulls the vacuum on the kettle. Just a slight, just a kind of vacuum. It's not going to suck the freaking kettle in or anything crazy like that. And then all your steam goes out into the drain, and then you don't have to worry about a bunch of condensation in your house. So down here, we've got the bottom dump right here. So that bottom dump, just at the end of the boil, it's really nice. You can dump all the trub out into the trench here. And you don't have to worry about trying to flip the kettle over, tilt it, or anything like that to get all your trub out. That dome bottom is freaking great. So this, we'll throw that down there. This huge contraption here this here is pretty confusing. So what we have here is the outlet of the kettle into the pump. So we're going out of the kettle into the pump, and we come out of the pump, and we can do a lot of things when we come out of this pump. So we come out right here and we go up, and we can go into the chiller here, or we can go straight up, and you can recycle back into the kettle. Or if you shut this, open this and shut, whoops, sorry guys, open this and shut this, you'll come out of the bottom, and that'll underlet the mash tun. So that's how you underlet the mash tun. So into the chiller, so you circle the chiller, you got cold water coming in here, your hot water coming in here, you're going in, and then what you do is you can come back out of this one. This is your thermometer on your chiller. You're coming out and you're coming in here. So that'll cool the whole kettle. So if you want to do a kettle sour, you can run it through the coil back into the kettle. It'll whirlpool in there, and then you just shut your kettle all up. You know, this would be a nice one for it because you got a clamp there. You shut the top port. You shut the bottom of the steam condenser off. So I'd have to put a valve right there, and then you shut your water feed in. Then your kettle's completely closed up. So it's basically like a fermenter at that point. You'll do your kettle sour, and then you can do your boil and stuff at the end, which would be nice. So let's flip back around, and we'll set it down right here. Oh, that's not quite high enough. Let's bring it up. So that's the boil kettle. I got it set up basically so that on brew day, you don't have to unhook anything. The only thing you got to unhook is the discharge of the cooling coil or the chiller, so that you can transfer to your fermenter, which is pretty simple. And it's guys, it's really nice not to have to change a bunch of fittings and hook everything up like I did on my old system, which I had that one set up pretty nice, so it wasn't exactly terrible, but this one, it works well. So a couple things I wish I would have done different. So I just wanted to give like a little tour of how the brew system works. So hot liquor tank keeps the mash tun at temperature through the Herms coil, and then you transfer out through the boil kettle as you fly sparge. Some people batch sparge. It just seems fly sparging is not that bad. Just set it up so like, I don't know, half barrel batch takes about 30 minutes and a full barrel batch took like 45 minutes. And I set my elements in my boil kettle at about 60% once I get above them. And then basically by the time you're done transferring, you're at boil. Works out pretty well. Pretty quick brew day. Everything can sit. You just, on the mash tun, just put that terribly welded lid on there. That's why I got this rubber gasket up here. And then I just strap the lid down, start recirculating through everything, and then you're done. It's clean and easy to do. So a couple things I really wish I would have done. One, I wish I would have put mechanical temperature gauges on the front of all my kettles, just so you could double check, right? So the electric ones or the digital ones are great on the control panel, but it would have been really nice to have some mechanical ones on the front of each one, just so you could double check to make sure everything's good. The other thing I wish I would have done is put a sample tap on my boil kettle. So that might sound stupid, but when you're trying to check gravity and you have a closed system, you have no way to check the gravity. You can't get water out of a closed system. So I really wish that I would have had a little sample tap that I could just crack, put a little bit on my refractometer, bam, you get your gravity. Plus, when you're doing a kettle sour, you got to check the pH. It'd have been a lot nicer to be able to just put some in a little jar throw your pH meter in there, bam, you got your pH. You didn't have to open up the whole thing and do all this rigmarole to get the pH out of it. So those are a couple things I really wish I would have changed when I built the brew system. But so far, I'm really happy with everything. The inside of the control panel is just freaking crazy nuts, beautiful. We can take a look at that. Got our little key here. Take a look at this. Flip you around. And I mean, this is just beautiful. Ryan does a great job. There's your two screens. Boy, he does a really nice job getting these panels put together. You can't beat the quality of this panel, and it's not. None of these people have given me deals or paid me to do any advertising for them. You guys have watched my videos. Nobody wants me to do. I got a freaking dirty porn stash right now. So I just wanted to go through this quickly, and I don't know how quick it is. We're at 16 minutes, so that's not very quick, but I just wanted to go through the brew system, kind of explain how things went, not on a brew day. Just makes the videos too long if you kind of explain it in each brew day video of how the Herms system works. And both the boil kettle and the hot liquor tank have sight glasses on them, which makes it really nice. I've marked my increments on the sight glasses. That's another thing I would have changed. I would have asked Gavin if he could laser etch the volumes on the inside of both the boil kettle and the hot liquor tank. Those are just a few simple things that I would have done different had I known prior to using it. Pretty small things. The sample tap is a big one. Really wish I would have had the sample tap. That's a huge one. I would not order this again without adding the sample tap to the boil kettle. So anyways, guys, this is long enough. We're at 17.5 minutes now. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video of the tour. If you guys want to see anything else, just comment below and let me know. If you liked this first style vlog video, comment below and let me know. If it was terrible and you don't ever want me to do it again, you can let me know that too. I'm pretty good with criticism. On YouTube, you get a lot of criticism. So thanks for joining me, guys. Hope to see you guys in the next brew video. We'll see you then.